Yo, 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 ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Unprofessional Breakdown. And this time I got my homegirl, Sydney Jones, aka Monya Moonshadow, on Instagram.
How
How you doing,
that
girl?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful. How are you, Lou?
I'm great, man. Thanks for me taking, a couple minutes of your time and having a conversation with me. Let's get right to it. This weekend there was a good fight. I think it was a good fight. Derek Brunson versus Kevin Holland. What are your thoughts on that fight?
Oh man. Well, I kind of called it in the beginning for Brunson, but it was a very striker versus wrestler fight. I feel so Brunson definitely had the advantage uh takedown wise. Uh, um yeah, I sorry, I'm really nervous.
No, there's no need to
uh,
be nervous. This is the
no,
unprofessional breakdown. I just want
you're
to hear your
fine. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning.
damn. Why you been
Um,
up since 5 o'clock?
I work at 5 a.m.
What do you do?
I work in Target's deli.
All right. So you wake
Yeah,
up at
I get
5 and do you have
yeah,
like
I
an
get
8 hour
off at
shift?
I get off at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So like I'm kind of brain
Ooh,
dead.
long.
Yeah, the like I have to watch a lot of the fights afterwards,
Yeah,
and Bobby has to inform me about a lot of what happened. Um,
yeah.
but I really like watching all of the prelim stuffs and like all of the weigh-ins, and I'm really, really excited for the UFC to come back to Jacksonville.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. That's next month, right? Are you going to
yeah,
that?
that is next month. I pray to God. I really, really, really hope so. And if not, we keep saying that we're gonna go down to 305 Coop. I think it's the restaurant because Dana
Okay.
White. Yeah, Dana White's a big foodie, and he really, really liked there. And knowing him, he'll be back there. So even if we don't mangle up a ticket or find one or be able to get one in any way, shape, or form, we're gonna hunker down. Plus, I'm pretty
Good.
sure all the weigh-ins and prelims and stuff are here and they're open to the public,
To
which
the
I'm
public, yes.
really excited for.
It's gonna be a,
Yeah,
a big show. But real quick, my thoughts on Derek Brunson versus Kevin Holland. I called it. I put it on Instagram like last week that Derek was gonna win by decision, and I feel like him being the veteran fighter. I mean, they're both veterans because they have a lot of fights. But
yeah.
actually, yeah, they both have a lot of UFC fights. But Derek's been in the UFC longer, right? And
Oh,
he's
wow.
main evented before. He fought Silva before, and he
Yeah,
fought these top guys. So I knew that if he gets his hands on Kevin, he would take him down. Now, I don't want to say lay and pray, but that's kind of what he did, But it's MMA. You got to get your ass up. If
yeah,
you shouldn't be fighting MMA if you don't want to get up and you want to complain about, oh, he wrestled. But
yeah.
that's the
And especially
game.
going up against someone of that caliber with that much experience in that way. Like it's hard to compete in that sense when you're up with a striker and a wrestler. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and
Like it's
and Kevin being the first time, like all that pressure on him, right? He went 5-0 last year during COVID. So he got all that hype on him. It's possibility that he folded under the bright lights, and it's normal. It happens. And when I went pro, I was so eager to go pro. And I tell the story. I'm gonna tell it until I get old. I was so
yeah,
eager to go pro because it's been my dream. Being a little guy. I'm 5'3". Now people always doubted me. I was so eager to go pro that I lost my debut fight, and I mean I got TKO'd, but
yeah,
it was just like I don't know what happened. I kind of like froze, and it was whatever. The next fight is gonna be different, but I can see that him being at that level. If he would have won the fight, who knows? Dana probably would have gave him a title shot. You know what I'm saying? Because the UFC is crazy like that. So, but like what Bobby said, shout out to Bobby, Bobby, my man Bobby.
yeah.
He's I didn't know that DC said that Kevin was gonna go to AKA, and man, that's great for him. It kind of sucks, because you want to stick to your team that's been with you from day one. But if he has an understanding coach that wants him to get better and excel to the next level, he shouldn't have a problem with him going to a top tier gym like AKA. But those are my thoughts on Brunson versus Holland. But to you, so your Instagram, Manya Moonshadow, what was
Yeah,
that like? What? So tell me a little bit about that. Is it like
yeah.
obviously there's a meaning?
So
Is that like an anime stuff? Like what's up with that?
Kind of. So it's actually my one of my D&D characters' names. It's from a very old D&D campaign that I was in, and when I decided to kind of have an alternate Instagram for myself, I was like, that's the name because
Dungeons
I
and
just thought it was catchy.
Dungeons and Dragon.
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. Well, the name Manya actually comes from a bit on Seinfeld. Uh, and Jerry is yelling down to his parents that are getting in a cab, and he just keeps screaming because his grandmother died, and he just keeps screaming, "Manya died!"
That's
over and over and over. So yeah, that was the Manya part, and then the Moonshadow is just kind of really like halfling-y.
That's dope. You see, I like these things because like I've seen you before, you know, being a ring girl. I've seen you at comment night, but I've never really actually talked to you until
Yeah,
the past pro event. And you see, I wouldn't known that you'd be a D&D fan, and I wouldn't know that you were a fan of Seinfeld. Like you see, but I love this show, y'all.
yeah,
That's why y'all watch this show to get to know you a little bit more.
yeah.
So Manya Moonshadow, that's dope,
Manya
man. I like
Moonshadow.
that. And
Yeah.
how long you have you had that I guess moniker? Yeah, how long have you had that name?
Oh man, May of 2019, I guess. Yeah. So
That's
yeah, a little while now. Yeah. I just wanted to have it. I kind of just like posting cute pictures that weren't like under my name, and then slowly but surely I talked to a lot of MMA people, and then I was like,
yeah,
oh wow, I can do this. Like I can be that maybe hopefully one day if I
yeah.
try and if I talk to the right people and if I know the right people, and Instagram is just a really good platform for that.
It so and I say it a lot, man. Social media is good and it's bad because there's a bunch of trolls. Like I troll people, but I do it like out of fun, make people laugh. But
Yeah.
the good about it is you get to market yourself because like you're a personality. I guess I'm a personality now or a fighter, so I got to market
Yeah.
myself for like future sponsors and and all the craziness. So Instagram is or Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff is it's a good way to represent yourself and get your name out there. But you mentioned MMA and you told me that you're a real big fan of MMA. Like, when did that start for you? Like, what was your earliest memories of watching your first MMA fight? And you're like, damn, I like this shit.
So it's actually really funny because when I first met Bobby 2 years ago, he watched it and I would come home really late and it would literally be when the main card would be starting. So I'd always just kind
Typical.
of come home. Yeah, and I'd just kind of come home and I'd be like, oh, this is cool. I'll watch this. And then like I started to watch the girl fights and I started to like see Angela Overkill and like people like that, and like sure Sean really like caught my eye, and Thug Nasty, and just there are certain
Yeah,
fighters that really catch me that I'll draw attention to a lot, and like I'll try and talk to them on Instagram and create bonds with them because like that's
yeah,
kind of what I'm familiar with. I haven't been an MMA fan for the absolute longest, but like my family never watched sports. Like we never ever watched any sports, and like when we started to watch it, I was like, oh, this is nice. Like, this is cool. Like, it's just dudes beating the shit out of each
yeah.
other for
So
25 minutes, if that. Like, it's a
it
very
is fun, man.
interesting thing.
I love the fact that I love meeting people that are recently fans of MMA, because I love the fight game. I
Yeah,
love boxing, MMA, kickboxing. Like I can watch it, for days and days and days. And my wife is like,
yeah,
"Oh my god, what are you watching again? This again? Shit, you're not gonna spend time with me?" And I'm like, "Babe, just
yeah,
watch me. Look, don't you think this guy's cute?" So she picks her fighters on who she thinks is cute. Like
yeah,
she loved Anthony Pettis. She's like, oh, he's hot and he can fight. So she, that's the way she
yeah.
is. That's how I get her to watch a fight with me. Like, yo, look, what do you think about this guy? You think he's handsome? You think he's hot? Look at him fight. And then she'll sit down and watch. And then she'll get on her phone and lollygag and stuff like that. But
See, I think it's awesome to see because I'm only 4'11". Like, I'm tiny. So it's awesome to see
yeah,
tiny people like me get in that ring. Like, Danielle Kelly. Like, she's my size. She's
yeah, yeah,
like, she's a BJJ like fighter. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
amazing to me. So
Well, there's weight divisions for a reason. I'm little too. I'm 5'3", and You're 4'11". I look, huge compared to you, and that makes me feel
Yeah,
good. That's why I want to take a
yeah,
picture with you. I'm like, yo, I'm taller than somebody in this whole damn venue.
yeah.
That's not a kid. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, it's just something about MMA or just fighting in general that's addicting. Do you train at all?
Not yet, but if anyone wants to send me any gear, I would love some rash
Okay,
guards and some
some
shin
rash
guards
guards.
and stuff. Yeah. Yeah,
Where you
I
guys?
would love to train for like kickboxing or BJJ. I I know this sounds so cliche. I did karate as a little kid, but like all my
That's
instructors
not
were
cliche.
actually like martial artists. So like it was really interesting. Unfortunately, one of them passed a few years ago. So like haven't been able to kind of see where that's gone. But like they
Yeah.
were actually knowledgeable about that sort of thing. So even from like a young age, it was interesting to see that. And like you have to have skill and poise to do that. Like it's not you're not just going in there to like kick the shit out of somebody.
Some people are like that. And first things first, I don't knock any forms of martial arts, whether it's
Yeah,
karate or all that stuff is great. And it's great that you did that
yeah,
so that's pretty cool there. I never knock it. It's all useful, and it's called mixed martial arts, man. It's mixed. It's
yeah,
boxing, grappling, different forms of grappling, different forms of boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, karate. Look at Wonder Boy Thompson, man. Like and Anthony Pettis again. He comes
yeah,
from I think it's Taekwondo background. That's why his
yeah.
kicks are crazy. So you've been a ring girl for Combat Night
Yes, twice.
twice. Now, is that the first time that you've been a ring girl for like? Did you make your debut with Combat Night, or you've done it like other shows as well?
Nope. I made my debut with Combat Night. Um, I can't remember the date, but I remember it was in December because it was near Christmas. The first
Okay.
show, and then my second show was this last show, March 13th. Uh, but yeah, I just remember I was super nervous because I never did anything like that, and I was
Yeah.
talking to the photographer because he was kind of my guide, Rusty,
Yeah,
at Rusty.
Rusty. Shout out to Rusty.
Yeah,
Shout out
shout
to
out to
Rusty.
Rusty. And he helped me a lot. And he kind of like told me, he was like, I have to train a new girl on this every time we do this. Don't feel bad.
That's awesome. And then
And
the
I
fact
was
that he took
like,
initiative, that's pretty dope. So
yeah,
shout out to you, Rusty.
yeah, no, Rusty was awesome in that sense of kind of like getting me around. And honestly, the second show, I felt so much more confident. But like the show, because I can't, I think there was two shows in between, but I was supposed to do one of them in Orlando and something happened and I couldn't go and I was like I remember looking at the pictures and like looking at all the debut stuff and I was like I should have been the rent card girl like damn it I should have just made time I should have just like taken off work I should have canceled that appointment like whatever it was I was
It
just so
happens.
upset so like I don't know I really really like it and especially like if this is something I want to pursue like I think
Yeah.
Combat Night is an absolutely amazing start to that kind of portfolio that I will create for myself. And I wouldn't have asked for like a better group of people to help me do this because there's
Yeah.
so much support and like there's always good food at the shows, which is always good. Uh but yeah, it's just it's an awesome thing to be around and honestly, I know Florida's open with like all the corona shit,
Yeah.
but a combat night feels like a normal night to me. Like at this point, I
Always.
literally look forward to them because I'm like, oh my god, we get to feel like we're in normal society for a night, and then we gotta go back to hell. Like it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
I love love doing combat night. I know like the last show was 7 hours, and I didn't get tired. I loved it, and like I was talking to somebody, and they were like they should have had two of you guys. And I was like, absolutely not. I could do it. Like,
Yeah,
just
do it all by yourself.
give me another Red Bull. Like, give me another
It's
cookie and another Red Bull, and I'll be fine. This is great. Like,
yeah, Fat Ash Bakes. Shout out to Fat Ash Bakes
fat
as well.
ass steaks.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're dope, man. I've been
yes.
so I fought first for them. I think it was 2011, 2012. They gave me the opportunity, and I was like, yo, they're gonna give a little guy like me an opportunity to fight. And I just been, it's like a family event every time. I tell people
Yeah.
whenever I sold tickets and I cared about selling tickets, I was like, yo, it's a family event. Bring your kids. I bring my most of the time I bring my kids most of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's a dope event. And then the last show was the first time that I commentated every single fight, almost every fight. I took like a one
Really?
fight break. Yeah,
That was
I've done
awesome.
Ramsey, my man Ramsey. He runs, he does the he's like I guess the director of the audio, and
Yeah.
I've done it before. So I remember the first time he's like, yo, hop on. And I love it. It's no different than when I'm at home watching like, yo, he got to do this. He got to do this. It's easier for me to say it. But when I'm in there and you're tired, it's like a whole fucking different game. But it was the
Yeah.
first time. And like you said, it was like 7 hours, but to me, it didn't feel like it. It passed
Did
so
not
fast because
feel
I was
like it.
so into it. I was so like, calling every fight with Ramsey following his lead. And I just had a great time, the crowd had a great time. It's always a great event at Combat Nights, man, for real,
It's
and
always awesome. And I can't remember the name of the girl that was doing it, but you guys had like a little interview station this
yeah,
time.
Lisa with the Z, shout out to you and my
Yeah.
man Audie P. They have their respective podcasts, but they're like me. They love the fight game so much, man, and we kind of all have like this bond together, and we show love to each other and we share each other's stuff because that's what we do. Like this whole thing that I'm doing, like me, I really don't take it serious. I'm not trying to make money. I do very well at my job that I have. And but
Yeah.
I just think it's fun. It's good to have content out there. Um and yeah, I just love talking, man. That's my thing. Not like Kevin Holland. I don't talk in a fight, like that's not my style.
Yeah.
I'm real, serious and stuff like that until before and after the fight it's like different, but like during the fight I'm just real straight up. But
Yeah.
so how did you get introduced to Mitchell?
Um, Instagram, honestly. Everything's Instagram. Like I started the Instagram and I was like, okay, this is the platform. So I just think Bobby should like he shared something to me on Facebook from Combat Night and I was like,
Yeah.
this is cool. And because he's been to a UFC fight. I have not been to a UFC fight because, haven't been a fan that long and it's been
It's fun.
awful. But they've been
It's
in Abu
fun. It's
Dhabi most
fun.
of the time I've been a fan. So
Yeah.
that's kind of sucked. But that's awesome for Fight Island. But like he's seen fights, so he's always looking for like stuff. And we've been to like hockey games and stuff. That's the only two sports we do. We were like hockey fights. That's it.
Yeah,
So like
and there's
yeah,
fights in hockey as well, so that
yeah,
makes sense,
exactly. So, but he found Combat Night, and we love going to events. And I said something, and I was like, I'm gonna be the ring card girl, and he was like, okay. And so
That's
I
awesome.
was I was very determined, and with a lot of help, I made a lot of really great communications. Uh, and like I said, I just think Instagram's an amazing platform, and even
It
Facebook.
is.
Like Facebook's still good. Like I know Facebook's old, but Facebook is still good.
Yeah. And I think you're doing a great job. People dig it, and keep doing it, man. You got Bobby's support, you got Combat Night support, man, and keep doing your thing, keep putting your name out there. So for people that don't know, where can we find you? What's your Instagram handler and all that stuff?
Yeah, you can find me at Monya Moonshadow on
Manya.
Instagram, Twitter as well. I think that's it. Yeah. I mean, Gmail, if you want to Gmail me something,
Yeah.
manya.moonshadow@gmail.com.
If
Uh,
they want to
for all
get you for an event.
promotional needs, for all
Yeah.
promotional needs.
Yo, hold on. Is that a Michael Scott sweater? What is that?
Yeah, so this is a Michael Scott rolling paper company. It's so cool. I met this company called Dunder Splifflin, and
Bring
they
that
make
closer
like
to the camera. Let me see that. Hold
yeah,
on a second.
that's a,
Let me see that.
it's a silicone ashtray.
That's dope.
And
Thunder
then we've
Splifflin.
got
Wow.
papers. We've got Michael Scott papers.
That
Yeah.
that is. Where can we find them? I'm
Dunder
gonna follow these
Spliffin at
people.
Instagram. They're another one of my sponsors. Dunder Spliffin, Instagram.
Wow,
Limitless,
that's dope.
limitless paper in a paperless world. Yeah.
That that's awesome. I'm a big Office fan, so that's
Yeah.
pretty dope right there. I dig
Yes.
that.
And they're willing to work with other people and other influencers, which I absolutely love. I have not. This is like the first time I've put any of this on. It just came like yesterday. I'm really, really
Awesome.
excited. I have a lot of really awesome sponsors like Angry Black Tea and like So Right, like the people that just sponsored the last
Yeah,
combat night.
those guys are awesome. And Manya Moonshadow, thank you so much
Unreal.
for thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. We went a little bit of overtime, but it's all good. I like it, man. Looking forward to seeing you again. April, maybe? April 17th?
Definitely,
Combat night?
definitely, definitely. Yeah,
I'll
definitely.
I'll
Bro,
I
that's
requested the
wait,
day off. I'm gonna be there.
that's 17th. It's yeah, but April's in where Tallahassee? No,
Yeah,
yes,
Tallahassee. Yeah, that's next
Tallahassee.
month.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Next
so
month in
I
Tallahassee, and then May in Orlando again, which I'm
good.
so excited for because I finally turned 21, so I can go drinking in Disney Springs, and I'm excited.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming through. You and Bobby, you guys are great. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. And yeah, thank you. Peace out.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lou. Peace.